following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, squeezably soft host. Once more into the breach do we go, dear friends. So how do we start off this day? Well, by knowing what time it is.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
And what do we have? S&P's off 5 points. That's probably a little interesting. To me, it's the 1.7 billion shares that we have, which is like nothing. We're, 500 million shares short of where we should probably be to start the show. I don't know of anything that we're waiting for. No Fed, nobody else to come along. So as far as I can tell, we're on the first day of Fed of options rollover for the monthly options. And normally, we're done with this by 2 o'clock on Thursday. You start to get a little movement. And then Wednesday normally confirms. But I got to tell you that there aren't, if we're headed lower, there isn't a lot of sellers today. This is extremely light volume, not just kind of sort of light volume. It is monstrously light volume. Now, sometimes you can have the start of a pullback on light volume, but normally you're not getting kind of huge destruction that you're thinking for if you are short here. At least no signal of that yet. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there. And, of course, a little bit of this is just getting everything put back together from options expiration, mostly Thursday. Had a little bit of a deal on it Friday. You look at the Dow Jones, it's off 8 points, so it's not that much. That implies that the S&P should be off about 1.5. So, what do you got? Not a whole lot. You got the NASDAQ off 4, which implies that the S&P should be off maybe 2, 1 3/4, something like that. So we'll see what happens by the end of the day, whether or not this thing does not just come out here and close flat again. Most of my models show very light volume through Wednesday, so light movement also through Wednesday. So we'll see what happens, but doesn't look like there's a lot of people out of position that need to chase a bunch of stuff, maybe in some individual stocks, but overall, not much happening out there. When we look at some of the other things, like the TLT, it's up 34 cents. We've talked about that, maybe getting up to 119.50. And so that doesn't really have that much farther to go. Then you look at the commodities, and oil's off 45 cents. That looks rather light. You've got gold up $3.40. That looks rather light. There's not a lot of conviction that I see in much of anything today. So kind of tough. And then, of course, if you go look at the U.S. dollar, this got down to 99.88 earlier this morning. It's done nothing but rally since. It's now up to 123 cents. Not a giant move, but certainly a move back above the $100 level. And I don't know if you can make a great deal about that. Again, just don't see a lot of juice either up or down, left or right. Not a lot of rejections of higher prices or lower prices. Just kind of the doldrums as we've talked about them before. As always, we like to start the day off with a little bit of history.
That it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
It is history that are repeating, and on this day in 987, we normally don't go back that far, Harold Gormanson a Viking king who ruled Denmark and Norway from 958 until 985. There are many accomplishments, but mostly he united Denmark and Norway under a single rule. And Gormundson was also known for his dead tooth, which had a very dark blue-gray shade. It was so prominent, his nickname was Bland, which is literally translated to Bluetooth in Danish. And then we go forward about 1,000 years, and we find out that Intel, Ericsson, and Nokia, two northern European countries, and Intel, we're all fighting over who should be and what should be the low-power way of transmitting data around, like music and all the other stuff that we have. Everybody was fighting over stuff. They formed a working group to put it together. And, of course, since both Ericsson and Nokia are from the fjords up that way, they nicknamed it Bluetooth. And the name kind of stuck. They never could find anything better. So when you wonder why the thing is called Bluetooth, you just have to go back to the king that put it all together and got everybody all on the same page in Denmark and Norway. And, of course, basically the same thing happened in low-power data distribution, much lower than Wi-Fi and the rest. On this day in 987, he died. And
now you know the rest of the story.
Yes, you do, where Bluetooth came from. Not much news in the markets. Very, 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 very quiet. You got to be very, very quiet. But somebody in the den said, well, there's a whole bunch of people that are short 10-year notes that need to be covered. They do, but again, if people have to cover, they're not. I just literally don't see anything truly moving. A little bit of sell-off out here. My guess on the S&P is going to be wiped out tomorrow on the upside. You try, if you're an option market maker, you try to push the market down, and then you try to push the market up. And then, while you're pushing it around, you get options and hedge positions on and off. So, again, I don't tend to spend a lot of time ruminating about the mysteries of what today and tomorrow bring. Wednesday, to me, is far more important than today as far as where the market goes. But again, the volume is just pathetic, which normally suggests that if we're headed back down, that we're not a lot of people feeling froggy, feeling frisky, thinking that they need to be frosty, just kind of sitting around. So, I don't see anything from the dollar to gold and crude. Just don't see a lot of people getting real nervous about anything. And, of course, always I'm nervous. The less people are nervous, the more I am nervous. Anyway, we're going to go to the break, and then we're going to go to a lot of charts here today. You can always give me a call at 877-927-6648. You can email me at path@tfnn.com. And, of course, you can post a message in the Tiger's Den if you so choose.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And everybody in the den talking about The Big Lebowski. I can't imagine too many people that really love movies that have never seen it. Great movie. The other one that I was surprised that a lot of people had not seen is Office Space, because it plays all the time. But another great cult movie. If anybody's ever seen it, and there's just, everybody in the whole movie is just a hoot, especially if you've ever worked in the tech sector. It's just hysterical for kind of a small movie. Not billions of dollars things blowing up and everything else. Just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful movie. Yeah, anybody that's ever worked in tech knows every one of those people that are in that movie. But I just happened to see that again this weekend and brought it up, and I got a bunch of stares like, what are you talking about? What movie? Office Space? What's that about? I'm saying you just got to watch it. You got to watch it. It's well worth it. And, you normally can tell if a movie's pretty good if it plays repeatedly on weekends and evenings on regular television, where they just run it over and over again, because people can watch it 100 times. But always a great movie to go watch. And the Eagles. But what can you say? We got to get, on to the movement of the market, although there's not a lot going on. The big decliners out here today so far, TG Therapeutics is saying this had a nice run up, now pulling back on very light volume. ARRY, which is Array Biopharma, this one got down to $8.95 today, and a fairly decent reversal off this low back up to and over $10. Volume's a little bit better. Again, a lot of these things just on very light volume got pushed around kind of on the early part of the morning. We've talked about this stock a few times, CALA, in the last week. It was one of those that had just continued to go higher and higher. And you got a little bit of a pullback out here, but not much volume, but kind of a nice doji today. Got down to 1150, but now it's back up to 1250. CM, which is Cheetah Mobile, this thing gapped up to the high and then went south. And volume is actually picking up on that one. First Solar, this one, again, no one that's listened to this show for very long knows that what I think economically about solar panels, they just don't make sense. But, you got maybe at least a partial bottom coming in, maybe. Unfortunately, you had a lot of volume on Friday on this. But 2860, which is the November 17th low, so you got another buck to go. But that needs 12 million shares, so might actually come in and find some lows. I don't like the energy off this high in this one, and I don't like the sector at all either. But it might show that some of these smaller caps and even the weakest of stocks are starting to stop heading down lower if they are down at lows. The gold fields, which has absolutely nothing to do with gold, from what I understand, down lighter volume. This thing's trying to make some kind of low. 560 is the March 15th low. This thing continually comes up and scans. Not exactly sure why. Big kind of reversal out here in Radiant Logistics, although this thing, you probably want to look at it at about $4.65 back into this gap. But pretty light volume stock. RRTS, Roadrunner Transportation, actually making a little low down here and on light volume today. Today, with the light volume, is a good day to watch any stock out here that could potentially be bottoming out. The February 8th low came in with 500,000 shares. Today, we got about 170,000 shares out here. So maybe a reason to start looking at some of those transports to see if anything's going on. SunPower, another one of those solar stocks out here. Volume 4.5 million shares today. This $6 low looks like it's open from November 9th. That had 7.2 million shares. You want a light volume back into the $6 level to find some kind of low. But not looking all that great so far. We'll go and look at the percent advancers. Again, you can give me a call at 877-927-6648, or you can email me at path@tfnn.com. Okay, what else is going on? Yeah, no, we were looking at that already. AMD had kind of a nice little bounce out here. The reason why is Taiwan Semiconductor. It's TSM, isn't it? TSM. Up on very light volume, so you got to watch this. They had a couple of nice announcements over the last few days, mostly about them having the ability to make very, very small, tiny 7-nanometer chips. The only thing is it seems like a lot of announcement and not a lot of substance. So I'm kind of thinking this one is out here and up without a lot of volume today. You probably wanted to see something like 13 million shares. Friday you had 6.2 million shares. Today you got 3.2 million shares. But when we get back to AMD, the whole thing was that they were going to have some fairly big chip sales. Volume was pretty good. Of course, it was expiration on Friday, so I don't know if you make a great deal out of this. It had 186 million shares on Friday. Today, 71 million shares, kind of on the reversal. So again, kind of a light volume bounce. I thought that both AMD and NVIDIA could be, maybe in the second half of this year, susceptible to some changes in some of the technology. Although, I got to go back to AMD. The first chip and NVIDIA both. The first 4K video game actually came out. So some of those higher end video cards that sell for $500-600, for the most part, they've been selling a great deal of those to people doing machine learning. And there hasn't, they've sold them to gamers. But for the most part, from what I understand. A lot of these high-end video cards from AMD and NVIDIA have all been going to machine learning. If they really could get something going again with video gaming and 4K resolution, some of those high-end video cards, you sell one of those $500, $600 video cards, it's like selling $5 or $10, $100 video cards when you look at the margins. And you might look at it. But had a lot of volume Friday, didn't do much. Up today on lighter volume. I'm trying to remember when the earnings date is on this guy. May 5th, May 4th. So keep an eye on that. AUPH, Arena Pharmaceuticals. This had a huge move up. Nice little retracement, just under $8. Popped today. Last 3 or 4 days, very light volume. So kind of a nice day for this stock. Looks like it might go and do a double top at $10.54. When we come back, we'll look at CORT and some other things.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Is the audio on in the den? Maybe someone can let me know. We will see some people saying something. There we go. We've had our engineer wake up. But of course, if you listen to that kind of music very long, I can understand why you're in a coma. CRBP Corbus Pharmaceuticals seeing this one go up against its previous highs. And I don't know if you can say a lot about that. 3.5 million shares on October 10th. Got 2.24 million shares there. DDC, which is Dominion Diamond Corporation. Huge pop on this one. I don't know what the story is on it. But for a stock that doesn't move very much, nice pop in this. See if there's anything going back. You're back up to the April 2nd, 2016 high. See if there's anything else back here. Well, that pretty much, you kind of went right up to the resistance level. There's a gap up at 18 bucks. I have to watch this one very closely. The Dominion Diamond Corporation. I'll have to find out more about what they do. ESPR. Did it buy out London or Toronto? Okay, good enough. Aspirion Therapeutics breakout with volume. Had good volume on Friday, albeit it was down. Then this thing has gone through and rocked the Casbah. Aspirion Therapeutics, ESPR. That pretty much takes it all the way back up and through previous highs with the volume we've had today. I'd have to check out more about the news on this one. But that would kind of infer that maybe you've got this $82.75 high from August 18th going on. Let's check the news just real quick and see. Where's my headlines? There's my headlines. Okay. I don't see anything, just that it's popped. Oh, earnings. And it missed, and it's higher. EPS of $1.29, of a loss of $1.29, and it was 7 cents better. Must be something else going on in that one. Huge volume. Maybe it's a huge short position out there. FBR, Fibra Cellulose. Nice move on this. Volume's okay. Looks to me like it's going to about 980, which is this gap down from the 31st of January. That had 3.2 million, 3.3 million shares. You're not tacking it with huge volume, but we'll see what happens. FireEye, nice little pop in this one. I know one of the little Denners was watching this one, and I think he was in it. This thing has kind of been making 4, 5, 6, 7 days low volumes without much in it. The downside is that it's going into this big high volume down day of the 3rd of February, 25 million shares. He had 13 million shares in it now. So you're going to probably get another chance for this thing to fill its gap and then go after the heavy gap down. HAWK, which is Blackhawk Networks. Not much volume. I don't know if you can make much out of that. Jazz Pharmaceuticals, nice day up here today. Volume picking up over the last weeks and weeks and weeks. You've got a gap down that happened on 1.5 million shares. That goes back to August 10th of 2016. And you're getting into that gap right now, 1.3 million shares. So I think you might be able to get back in there. But Jazz Pharmaceuticals, not overwhelming volume, but on a down day, not a bad looking one. In fact, let's check back in to see if we're still lower out here. Off 4 points in the S&P cash volume. It continues to be absolutely the lethargic 1.188 billion shares. Another breakout today from Nectar Therapeutics, NKTR. Last high at 900,000 shares at $19.98. Blown through it. Did it with all the kind of volume that you would like to see. Let's see what the earnings or what the headlines are like this. Pain candidate successful in late study. Shares ahead 19%. Announcement of positive results from phase 3 clinical files. Opioid analgesic candidate for the treatment of patients with chronic low back pain. The trial met its primary endpoint. An opioid dying plan. Supposed to give pain relief without a lot of euphoria. Who knows? We shall see. OMER, Omros Corporation. Nice little reversal from Friday. We'll have to look at the volume by the end of the day. But again, I don't know if you can make a great deal of anything on option rollover. Had some big volume on Versartis, I think is the way it's pronounced. VSAR, kind of a low volume stock, although this thing had some good news back on the 21st of February, gapped up with almost 900,000 shares. Unfortunately, it's come back down with more volume than you would have liked to seen, but still a nice kind of turnaround on Friday and continuation today. My guess, though, is you're still going to see 1650 on it. Your risk reward on low volume there would be much better than now. We'll take a look at some of the Gartley patterns. There were a bunch of them last week. I'm going to see how these things worked out. I'm looking for a Gartley on 17th, aren't we? 16th Gartleys. Alexion Pharmaceuticals. Take a quick look. Some nice looking Gartleys out here. Alexion Pharmaceuticals, your X point is December 13th at 109.12. Your A point ends up being January 10th, 145. You pull back to your B point on February 6th at 125.31, up to 138.21 for February 16th. For your C point, you're down here with a target of 116.80. You've gotten to 119.86. But volume, again, very nice out here, very light. Just 911,000 shares so far today. So see how that actually ends up. But you're going back into candles back here that had 5 million and more shares. So as I said, a lot of stocks out here. You want to be keeping an eye on Gartley's and tests of previous lows in the next day or two, because we're actually, some of this stuff looking pretty good. Let's see here. Heritage, Crystal Clean, HCCI. This one could go a little lower. There's a gap at 1260. We come back, we'll look at another Gartley pattern. That's Nokia. Pretty light, variable. Of course, it's an ADR. We'll be back in a second.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
If you're looking to unearth a new financial resource and diversify your financial portfolio, consider the new Market Safe Core Commodity CD from Everbank. This 5-year U.S. dollar-denominated CD gives you exposure to 4 equally weighted commodities: gold, copper, WTI oil, and sugar, in one powerful CD. With no pricing caps, you can potentially earn an unlimited upside payment at maturity if the commodities increase in value across semi-annual pricing dates. And should the opposite occur, your principal is 100% protected. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There's no annual percentage percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on this index CD. Don't miss out. With certain commodities on the rebound, now is the time to take advantage. The March 23rd funding deadline will be here before you know it. So call 1-855-750-4051 or visit everbank.com/TFNN for the CD's term sheet and other important product details and disclosures. Once more, that's 1-855-750-4051 or visit everbank.com/TFNN. This advertisement is sponsored content. Everbank is a member FDIC.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now, you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Well, it's a quiet day on Lake Wobegon and a quiet day in the market. Although we're off 6 points in the S&P cash, volume continues to be pathetic, 1.9 billion shares and 1.92 billion shares. Just not much going on. Watching a little inter-day tape, and it just looks to me like they're pushing some of the stops out, but not a lot there. They tried to run them, and just there's not the sell orders down below. Sometimes you get a little break, but that's about it. There's no volume behind any move, either up or down. We saw that starting last week. And one of the reasons why I got out of my option positions, because I thought that there might be way too much decay in any of them. But what can you say? We were talking about Nokia when we left. A couple of Gartley patterns out here I wanted to go back and start looking at. But if you want to look at a nice Gartley pattern with a sell on it as of today, it's Nokia. This one had a lot of energy coming off its X to A point from October 26th down to the 404 on the November 15th. Once we've gotten to this leg C to the D today, energy is vastly lighter on this move back up. Now, it stumbled back up, but again, Nokia is one of these companies that's kind of the walking dead, high short interest, and there's just not a lot of reason to think that this thing has a lot of juice left in the tank, or that Nokia is going to come back much from the dead. But, you had a nice little move out here, but you still have decent volume out here at the low that's untested, which is the November 15th low at $33.80. And my guess is it's going to go down there and join its little friends here a lot sooner than later. Let's take a look at some of the top 100 stocks. We'll go through these as fast as we can with a fairly quiet market out here and see what's going on. Some of these are pulling back, but we shall keep an eye on them. Applied Optoelectronics, AAOI. This is a little bit of a pop out here today, but almost no volume. Again, all these are the top 100 stocks of the last 3 months. ADMP, which is Abatis Pharmaceuticals, just playing around out here. AKAO, which is Achaogen, again. Anyway, this thing, huge rocket off the bottom. It must be some kind of biotech that had some good news. Anyway, 12th of December, the thing rocks up, goes all the way back up to the 13th of March at 27.79, and then kind of comes back down. So, just a nice move all the way up to the highs. A little bit of a pullback out here. You might get a little bit more. ANY, any? I don't know if there's anything in that. Arrowhead Research. This thing came off the bottom. I don't see much in that. ASM, Vino, Silver, and Mines. Don't know anything about this one other than it came off a 112 low. December 20th, this thing came up. Looks like it's trying to get back up into that high. So far, the energy's pretty good off this March 1st low. But you're going into this million share down day from the 27th. You did so on Friday for 200,000 shares. But light volume today, 163,000 shares. So kind of light and variable on a great deal of these. See what else do we have out here. AVEO, which is a VO Pharmaceuticals. Again, nice big run over the last few months. Got up to 98 cents in the pennies. Just sideways on light volume today. Energy Basics. We'll see if we can't find some more well-known stocks out here. Not a lot going on. See what out here. ESPR. Aspirian Therapeutics. We talked about this one already in the show. What else is out here? CLVS. Clovis Oncology. This thing's been a rocket ship all the way up. Little pullback today, but not much juice in that one. CYH, which is Community Health Center. Again, a good 3-month run for this one, and then make it in the way of the top 100 stocks. Back light volume today, so I don't see much in that. FATE, good name for a stock. Nice run from $2.40 back on December 30th. Got to its high on March 13th. Did a major reversal, and now kind of creeping back up there. Again, a very light volume stock. FOLD, which is Amicus Therapeutics. This one had a nice run off of $4.41 from the December 22nd low up to $8.10. So almost a double in this thing in a very short amount of time. It gapped up on big volume on the 1st of March with 12.2 million shares. Back into it with 3.5 million shares on Friday. Today, just 1 million shares. This may need a little bit more, maybe 20, 30, 40 cents down, and take a look at it. But light volume on that move today. FUEL, which is Rocket Fuel. Now, this one is one of those failed IPOs that's come back from the dead. Not many of these do this, but of course the data mining company saw $1.70 on December 30th, up to $4.25, which is not a bad move out here. GALT, which is Galectin Therapeutics, came down on monstrous volume, 7.9 million shares back on September 28th. Did so. And tried to fill that gap with 2.25 million shares on February 22nd at 221. It's got up there on Friday with 1 million shares. So some of these things just kind of look rather tired. GBT, which is Global Blood Therapeutics. We've talked about this one a bunch of times. It had the kind of consolidation and accumulation that is beautiful in a stock. The 5th of January, all the way through to the 6th of February, this thing was being accumulated. And once it started to move up on the 7th of February, it's done nothing but do that except the last 2 days. Got up into this larger gap that's been hanging around for a few years. What is this? Gap down happened on the 7th of December, a day that will live in infamy, 2015. Gap down on 3 million shares. Back into that with lighter volume here on Thursday last week of 1.1 million shares. But Kind of interesting. See what else is on my list of stuff. We're almost going to break anyway. We'll look at a few other stocks and see if there's anything moving. But man, I tell you what, talking about DeGrasse Grow, Roth, almost 8 points on the S&P cash. Volume still has not cracked 2 billion shares on the New York Consolidated Tape. Light.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to the Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
Well, we're off 7.5 points in the S&P cash. They keep pushing the market, trying to run stops. There just isn't much there. We just ticked over 2 billion shares on the NYSE. We should have something like about 2.6 to 2.8 billion shares. We're running extremely light. Nothing changed during the show. So it's going to be very interesting. Again, today's options rollover. That concludes tomorrow for the most part. Wednesday, normally you get the market back into the mode, whichever way it's going higher or lower. But if today is a push down on light volume, then tomorrow's going to be very telling. Normally, they'll try to push it up and get the opposite side of options out the door. So we'll see what happens. But, not much energy on the way up, but certainly not a lot of energy on the way down. And, maybe we are having a retracement. But, man, it's going to be on very light volume on a lot of these stocks that got hammered, and we've been looking at them. Let's take a look at a few more of the top 100 stocks, see if we can't get to them. Wix, which I thought was interesting, this is a company that allows you to presumably make your own website. It's been doing very well. These companies kind of came and went bankrupt, and this kind of came back in that venue of helping you design your own website. It's done very well. November 3rd, this thing was $38.65, and it's just done ABC, ABC, ABC all the way up. You got 3 days going sideways out here on this one, but again, I don't see a lot in this one that says run and sell. URRE, which had a monster move on a lot of thought that there was going to be a lot of uranium buying, doesn't look too bad out here either. This thing's just going sideways, which I like. Now, it may go sideways for a few weeks, but you had a sign of strength. You went to a high of $4 on January 12th. You did so. You went up with huge energy. You came back down to $1.80 on February 8th. On lighter energy, it bounced a little, came back once again on lighter energy down to March 3rd, and it's just kind of gone sideways since then. Everybody and their dog's building a nuclear power plant around the world except us. So you got to think that that's kind of an interesting business. But this is kind of the penny stock out here. But, probably not much pushing here with when crude's not doing much. But keep an eye on this one. This may be a clue to energy around the world going a little higher if this thing can continue to hold its low. But, still pretty good. It was 105 back on December 22nd, so still on the great side. But, man, these pennies take off. They do take off. And, even $1.70 to $4, still a good trade out there. UEC, which is Uranium Energy Corporation, is another one out here that's in the top 100 stocks still, even with these big pullbacks. This thing has had a little run back up, but the energy's been okay. Just doesn't, the price just hasn't pushed very well. Man, if you could get this at about $1.15, I think that's kind of where you'd want to look at it. What else is going on out here? TBG, did we talk about all these? TTPH, we talked about this. Terraphase, another one of these straight up stocks from $3.57 on January 31st. No sign of this, a little light volume doji out here today. And just not a lot of stuff going. A lot of strong stocks. Just kind of taking a breather here. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. Remember to sell when you can, not when you have to. And watch for the close and the volume today. It's going to be much telling.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.